Today we're building a dynamic workflow using two nodes, Graph Scout and Path Executor. The idea is simple. You define a pool of eligible agents, each with a specific capability like local LLM roles and an internet search tool. Graph Scout evaluates the possible routes through that pool and selects the most effective path for the current input while staying within your constraints like budget and token usage. Let's build it. I'm going to add a Graph Scout node, a Path Executor node, a handful of local LLM agents, and one internet search tool. Now notice this, only Graph Scout and Path Executor are physically connected in the graph. Everything else stays unconnected on purpose. Those nodes are not part of a fixed pipeline, they are the eligible pool that Graph Scout can choose from. Now, let's configure Graph Scout. First, max depth controls how long the selected workflow can be, basically the maximum number of steps in the path. Then K-beam controls how many top candidate paths Graph Scout keeps during exploration. Higher K means it considers more alternatives before picking the winner, but it also costs more to simulate. Next, we choose the model Graph Scout will use for two things: internal reasoning during scouting, and cost and token estimation during the simulation phase. And notice this setting here, terminal path. We're explicitly requiring the path to end in a specific node. In a minute, you'll see why that matters, because it forces Graph Scout to search for routes that actually terminate where we want execution to end. Before we run it, I'll add a short prompt that tells Graph Scout what it's optimizing for during exploration. This prompt is the mission statement. It defines what best path actually means for our workflow. Next, we set up the agent and tool pool. For Graph Scout, the key is not how the nodes are wired, it's knowing what each agent is capable of. So for every node in the pool, we're going to do three things: assign a clear capability, add a focused prompt, and choose the local model that will actually run that agent. In my case, I want each local LLM to behave like a completely different expert. One might be a researcher, another a critic, another a summarizer, another a planner. That variety gives Graph Scout real options and increases the chance it can assemble an optimal path for whatever input we throw at it. As I said earlier, we configured Graph Scout with a required terminal path. In this workflow, the terminal node is my answer builder. This agent is the final step. Its job is to produce the final output using everything that happened earlier in the chosen path. Now here's the important detail. We don't know in advance which agents will run each time. Graph Scout will pick different routes depending on the input. So the safest approach is to design the answer builder prompt to accept a list of prior agent outputs, not a fixed set of references. If a specific agent wasn't executed in the selected path, its reference will resolve to undefined. That's fine. The answer builder should simply ignore missing entries and build the best possible final answer from whatever signals are available. Now let's generate the YAML and take a quick look at the workflow. There's one critical thing people often miss. Path Executor needs to know which node is providing the path it should execute. In our case, that's scout_0, the Graph Scout node. So here in the Path Executor settings, we set the path source to scout_0. Done. Last quick check in the YAML preview, just to confirm the connections, the terminal requirement, and the path source are all correctly declared. And that's it. The workflow is ready to run. Now we add an input, hit play, and boom! Orca reasoning kicks in. Graph Scout explores the pool, selects the best path for this specific prompt, and Path Executor runs that path step by step. Let's wait the trace so we can see the chosen route and the outputs as they happen. There we go. Let's start with Graph Scout. It returned a path as an array of 5 agent IDs. And as expected, the last node in that path is the answer builder, because we enforced it as the terminal node. Now Path Executor takes that exact list and runs it in order. Let's jump into the answer builder for a quick overview of how the data flowed into it. Here you can see the final result and the reasoning generated for this specific execution. And now the important verification step. Let's open the formatted prompt. You'll see that only the agents that were actually executed show up with real content. Anything that wasn't executed is either missing or resolves to undefined, so it doesn't influence the final answer. Done. Efficient and actually smart. This is GraphScout. It doesn't force a fixed pipeline, it discovers the best route through your agent pool, then executes it cleanly.
Still building LLM chains? Time to upgrade to real cognitive graphs.